So now we're going to talk a little bit about training for the 3 peaks. So one of the things that we've found is that people generally have around about 10 hours of training a week. And the program that we've put together is based on that assumption. So some people may have a little bit less and some people may have a little bit more. And that's fine. If you have a bit more time, then all you need to do is just increase the volume of training that you're doing in the weekends and just keep the rest of the program about the same. Now, one of the things that we have done is that we have introduced high intensity efforts into the training to help supplement the fact that we've reduced the amount of volume of training that we're doing in the weekend because of that 10-hour time restriction. And the high intensity efforts are a really, really important part of the program. And what they do is they teach your body to basically ride fast, all right? And that's one of the big issues around what we've found with people is that when they do a very low intensity, high volume type of program, training up for an event like this, that's fantastic, but it actually trains them or teaches them to ride slow. Okay, so by introducing the high intensity training into the program, we're able to obviously substitute training that we would do on the weekend and reduce the amount of time, so you can spend more time with your family and maybe at work or whatever. And it also means that it improves your average speed on your riding. Okay, so it means that you're able to compete and in the event and ride it in a shorter period of time. All right. So the other 2 really important things about the program is that it's really important to get in that consistency. All right. And the consistency is that you've noticed that the program's structured around 6 days with 1 day off. So 7-day week, 6 days of training, 1 day off. And we've built it with a gradual build in intensity. And it's important to get that consistency. All right. So the consistency is really important in the training. And the other really important thing is the amount of vertical metres climbed. And we do that mainly in the weekend. And that number that we have for the amount of vertical metres climbed is very, very important because obviously the 3 Peaks event's a lot about the amount of vertical metres. It's a big epic ride, a lot of distance, but also a lot of vertical metres climbed. So it's really, really important that you do focus on getting out there and climbing hills. You know, and the best training for events that have hills in them is training with hills in them. So that makes sense, doesn't it? So that's why it's really important to look at those vertical metres in the program and make sure that you're meeting or exceeding those particular values for the week and meeting those targets. All right. Okay, so a couple of points about the vertical metres. When we talk about vertical metres, what we're doing is the overall ride vertical metres. So for some people that don't have big hills in their area, like if the vertical metres for the particular ride is 750 or 1,000 vertical metres for that particular ride, if you've only got a hill around your area that's local, that's 100 metres, then 1,000 metres is 10 repeats on that hill. So you would do that hill 10 times, and that would give you 1,000 vertical metres. So you don't need to go out and find a hill that's 1,000 vertical metres long. There's only a few here in Australia anyway. So what's important is getting that vertical metres into your climbing. Now the other thing is that some people are very unfortunate. You know, Australia's a flat place, and some people live in areas where there may be no real big major hills. So how do we supplement that? So the only way to do that, and it's a great way to do it, is that what you want to do is you want to find a headwind, and most areas that are flat usually have days that are quite windy. So you want to put yourself into a headwind, and you want to drive yourself into that headwind at about 80 RPM, all right, and supplement your hill climbing by doing that training along the flat. So into the headwind, 80 RPM, keep the cadence fairly low but not really low, all right, and drive yourself into that headwind. And that'll supplement hill climb training. So there's a couple of ways to supplement that hill climb training, all right. So that concludes the information around training for the 3 Peaks. If you are interested in finding out anything more about training or coaching services, then certainly jump on our website and visit Cycling Inform. Great information on the website. Have a look around. You can contact us with any questions that you may have about the program, training in general, nutrition, hydration,